Okay, this will be a video that will walk you through the syllabus for Marketing 495 for the fall of 2015. Since this course is offered online, it's the first time that we've offered this course online. I'm going to create videos, and they'll be placed out there on YouTube. All the videos, the way you got to this video is the way you'll get to almost all the videos that will explain each and every assignment to you, and explain the different aspects of the course as we move through. The videos will be out there on YouTube for you, and you'll get those links off of the Blackboard website. I'm going to walk through in this particular video the syllabus. It will answer most of your questions, so if you would get a copy of the syllabus, and let's go through that and see what will be your responsibilities this term and what you'll be graded on and that sort of thing. This is Marketing 495. It's an upper level marketing course required for marketing majors and minors. It is an online section, 100% online. There will be no tests this semester. It will be an exclusive writing class, and so it will be offered all semester long as far as turning in papers, no tests. I'm Dr. Cunningham as the instructor. My office is 217B Merrill Hall. You can come by and see me if you're in and around this area. If you're not, you can communicate with me through email or the phone. My email address is listed there. Please note, JSU students, that your gym email account has changed. It changed over the summer, but faculty and staff, our emails did not change. Another thing to note is that my email address is my first name and last initial. So it is brentc@jsu.edu. All communications will go through Blackboard and your gym account, your gym email account. Anything you send me and anything I send you via email will go through those accounts. Please do not use another account. We need to make sure everything goes through the JSU gym account. The website that I'll be using will be Blackboard. That's where you'll get most everything, and then the videos will be out on YouTube. My office hours, if you want to come in person to see me or call me, I will definitely be in all day on Tuesdays and Thursdays from about 7 a.m. Until 3 p.m. But on my office hours, I listed 8 until 3 just to be safe. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I will typically be here. However, you may not be able to get me, but you can set an appointment to call at a certain time, or be sending an email at a particular time, and I'll be available to respond fairly quickly if I know ahead of time that you're calling or emailing on days other than the office hours. This is a 3-hour credit course, and it is exclusively online. Please check the student catalog for prereqs for this course, and then the required textbook. The required textbook is Marketing Strategy by Farrell and Hartline. Looks like this, 6th edition. There are all kinds of versions out there. A loose leaf version. It's not a hardback. It's a paperback text that reduced the cost a little bit. I do not require any of the supplemental materials with the textbook, so if you can pick up a used one, that's even better with price. Some students ask if you can use the 5th edition or 4th edition. Please realize that page numbers will be different, examples will be different. The 6th edition is what is required, but the textbook is mainly used as a reference as you move and write through. You're writing a section of the marketing plan. One of the short papers, you can refer to a particular section in this marketing strategy book that covers that particular section of a marketing plan. The authors, Farrell and Hartline, Michael Hartline, Dr. Hartline, the second author here, is a JSU graduate. He is currently a faculty member at Florida State University, so that is another reason why I use this textbook. However, but the main reason why I use it is laid out in the order of a marketing plan. Each chapter moves you through the different parts of a marketing plan. Then the cases that are in there also cover marketing plan issues. And then at the very end, the appendix includes a detailed marketing plan as far as questions you can ask yourself, places to look, the different sections of a marketing plan, and walks you through the writing of a marketing plan there in the appendix. The textbook will be a reference because you will be writing a marketing plan this semester. So I do highly advise getting the textbook. The course description and course objectives are listed there to finish out page 1. Moving on to the next page, if there's anything that you require that we're currently not providing you because of a disability or anything like that, please let me know as soon as possible so we can take care of that. My policies. Let's see. It says, please note, realize that this is the first time that we're offering $4.95 online. So please bear with us as we move through this course online for the first time. As things come up where there's an issue or a problem, or I'm going to restructure something because it is online or something like that, submission errors or delay in getting things back to you or you getting them into me. Please bear with me as I work through that. Do not panic. We will work through it as a class and try to alleviate any problems there. I'll try to make things as smooth as possible, but again, errors do occur, especially with the first time offering a course online, so please bear with me. I'll make adjustments and I'll try to give announcements of those on the Blackboard page and send out an email anytime adjustments are made or changes to the syllabus or the schedule, anything like that. You'll get noticed through announcements on Blackboard and through emails. Again, I'll use your GM email account. I need for you to make sure that you keep up in the class as far as due dates are concerned. If you turn in a paper late, let's say a paper is due on July 25th. I use July because it's in the summer. I'm just using this as an example so you don't confuse you with the fall term. So let's say I had a paper due from you, required you to turn in a paper on July 25th. That paper would be due by 11:59 p.m. on July the 25th. If it comes in any later than that, even 1 minute later, if it comes in at 12 a.m. on July 26th, it will be considered late. Late penalties for papers will be 1 letter grade for every day the paper is late. So if it's due on the 25th and you turn it in on the 27th, then you will have 2 letter grade penalty assessed to that paper. And since the short papers are 30 points each, that's 3 points taken off each day it's late. 10%, that's a letter grade. Doesn't sound like a lot. However, it does add up. If you are continually, habitually turning in papers late, you will lose letter grade after letter grade. And these add up. And so you need to make sure that you keep up. Now, I know things happen where you have a real busy week at work or something like that, and you didn't get to the paper. Please do not rush and turn in just something, bunch of junk, just to get it in on time. Take your time. Shoot me an email saying, I know it's going to be late, but I want to do a good job on it. Take your time the next day. Write a good paper, cover the material required, and turn in a good paper and take the 3-point penalty. And then you're working on a 27 points possible instead of 30. But that, let's say you end up making, a 28 out of 30, and then I take 3 points off for being 1 day late, then it'll be a 25 out of 30. That's much better than turning in some junk where you got like a 15 out of 30. Or something like that. So sometimes it's worth taking the penalty to turn it in late. But if you're doing that each and every week, you get behind. That's when students find this course to be very difficult. If you stay caught up and you turn in papers on time, this course is not that difficult. And so you learn about writing a marketing plan in the course. And if you keep up, it's a fairly simple way of learning to write a marketing plan. But if you get behind, things do get difficult. Next, course materials. Everything that I have will be provided to you will be out there on Blackboard. There will be outlines for each section of the marketing plan that you'll be writing. So I'll call these short papers. There are 10 short papers, and I'll get to that in just a moment. There will be an outline for each of those short papers. There are also outlines offered on Blackboard for the 6th edition of the textbook, each chapter, and the 5th edition of each chapter. I'll make that available out there on Blackboard as well. And so there will be paper outlines. There'll be some helpful outlines and papers provided to you on Blackboard for writing references and things like that. I'll probably have some quick little video links for you, or quick little videos in the links provided with each of those outlines or papers as we get into the semester. And you'll see that we'll have a couple of weeks before your first paper is due. So in the first couple of weeks, I'll be putting quite a few outlines out, quite a few videos out there for you to explain the documents that are provided. You are not required to print off or view any of the materials I put out there. They're simply there for help. So if the web page is down, Blackboard is down, your computer's down, or the university computer system is down, that is not an excuse for you to delay your turning in of your paper. So, if there's something wrong, if there's a technical issue, first, make sure it's not on your end. It's not your computer and that sort of thing. Make sure it is a university issue before you start calling and trying to figure out what things are, what goes on, what's going on with the issues with technology. So make sure it is on the university end before you start throwing out accusations and panicking and that sort of thing. There's no reason to panic in this course. There are no tests. It is papers. We'll work with you on due dates and that sort of thing. All right. Next, the short papers. I'm going to cover the next two items under policies. Short papers and marketing plan are the two items that you're graded on. You're going to be writing a marketing plan through this semester. I've taken the marketing plan and divided it into 10 sections. And each of those sections I call a short paper. So you're going to write a short paper 1 week, say short paper 1. You'll write it, you'll turn it in, I'll grade it and send it back to you, and then you'll have that section, short paper number 1, written and improvements that I have for you, and then you'll move on to the next section. And by the time you write all 10 short papers, you've written a marketing plan. This course, we found that when students graduate with a marketing degree from JSU, a lot of you will get jobs in organizations that need to write marketing plans, and they look to those with marketing degrees to write a marketing plan. And this course will help you write a marketing plan for the first time, and then you'll have something to refer back to and an experience and what's included in a marketing plan, what's not included, those sorts of things. That's why we do that in this course. The 10 short papers, the 10 sections of the marketing plan, I call them short papers 1, 2, 3, all the way through 10. They are worth 30 points each. You add 10 of those up, that's 300 possible points in the short papers. With these short papers, you write, let's say, short paper number 1. You will need to create that short paper in Word, version 2010, Word 2010, and then attach that to an email, sending it to me through the GEM JSU system. So you'll be sending it to my email address as an attachment. Do not zip or the document. Do not condense it anyway, compress it. Send it as a Word 2010 document. Nothing later, nothing earlier. Try to save and send as a Word 2010 attachment to an email. Then once I get it, I will grade it with the editing tools that are in Word, and that will let me edit your paper right there digitally, and then I'll attach it and send it to an email back to you, edited and graded. That's the system that we'll be working on. Let's see. Next, it will be the marketing plan at the end of the semester. You turn in short paper number 10. I will grade it, send it back to you. Now you have 10 graded sections of the marketing plan. Each week when you get a section back from me, you need to make improvements right then. If you wait till the end of the semester, you'll get bogged down in all the improvements to the 10 sections. Be best to keep up, like I said, not get behind, and make improvements as you get these back from me. If you submit, say, paper 1, I will make every effort to grade that paper and get it back to you before paper 2 is due. I will do that on the first, say, 3, 4, 5 papers. Then the papers get longer and longer, and so I may have some difficulty getting it right back to you. But the first few papers, you will have feedback before the next paper is due. But let's say you've written paper 10, and I've graded it and given it back to you. You have those 10 graded short papers. You will take those and create a marketing plan. You'll create a cover page, a table of contents, pull all 10 short papers together and your references at the end, and you will submit that as your marketing plan to me. Right now, I'm planning on having this due on December the 7th from you, and I have it due at lunch on December the 7th, 12 p.m. Now, that will be a fairly large file, especially if you have some pics or something like that in there, color, etc. And so it'll be a fairly large file. Right now, I want it as an attachment, a Word document attached to an email. As those are coming in, it might come back that that's not going to work, and we'll work something else out, okay? This marketing plan, your final version of the marketing plan, is worth 100 points. And so it's 25% of your grade. So the 300 points tied to the short papers, and then 100 points tied to the final version of the marketing plan, which is the culmination of the entire course. Okay. The next section, academic honesty and ethics, is something that the Dean of the College of Commerce has asked us to put in our syllabi. It's the student conduct from the handbook, and so I have some links in there for that if you'd like to see those. And then toward the end of that, I do have a thing, there's a little section on cheating, but there's a red term in the middle of that paragraph on plagiarism. This course, it's very easy for you to include someone else's words and try to make them look like they're your words. Please do not do that. When you're using someone else's words, please give them credit. That means you will reference everything that you use of someone else's. If it's not your original thoughts and wording, then you need to have a reference. I want everything properly referenced. Each short paper as well as the final version of the marketing plan. Every short paper will have not only the paper itself, but also a bibliography, reference page, whatever you want to call it, works cited page with each of the 10 short papers, and there will be one with the final version. The referencing system that you use, I'll get into that more. I don't care what system you use as long as it's logical, and I'll get into that more as the first couple of weeks of the semester before paper 1 is due. Next, grading. There you see that 300 points associated with the short papers, 100 points with the final version of the marketing plan, 400 points possible. I'm on a 10% scale, so a 90 to 100% is an A, 80 to 89 B, etc. And so 360 points or higher will result in an A for the course, on down from there. Notice below that, I cannot give out grades except on Blackboard or sending it to you via email on your document itself from the email I received it from. So I'm not supposed to give out grades over the phone or to someone else, so just be aware of that because of the Privacy Act. Then with these assignments, the short papers, they have to be typed, no handwritten, and then scanned in. It has to be typed in Word 2010. Black font, 12 font size, double spaced. Please make sure that you use proper spacing. That it's Word 2010. Each paper should have a your short papers need to have a title at the top of the paper and then get right into the paper. If you want to put a title page on there, that's fine, but I do not require it. If you have a short paper and I say, you know, this short paper is probably going to be 3 to 5 pages long, I'm not including a title page. So that's up to you if you want to do that or not. But section headings for sure. Use section headings in your short papers. As I cover each of the short papers, the outlines of each one and what needs to be covered in the paper, I'll give you heading ideas and where the headings will be and what should be under each heading and that sort of thing. It is that simple. I'll explain this section has a heading like this and it needs to contain this. It's that simple. You're simply writing a marketing plan. Let's see, 1-inch margins all around, proper referencing with each of the short papers. Yes, you will have a reference page with each short paper. Then for the final version, again, types, black font, 12 font, double spaced. A title page, a table of contents will be the first things in the final version, not with the short papers, only with the final version. Section headings, 1-inch margins, properly referenced, etc. Proper grammar, punctuation, and anything you turn in. This marketing plan will cover a product that you will pick. Okay, I need you to be thinking about a product you want to write about, a very specific product. Don't just say trucks, pickup trucks. Don't just say Ford trucks. I want it to be very specific. I want you to think of a product like the Ford F-150 two-wheel drive truck. That's how specific. Don't just say Gatorade. Which one? Is it the Gatorade, one or whatever those, they have the different before you work out, during and after you work out. Is it that series? Is it, the Gatorade Lime, Gatorade, whatever, Powerade, Grape Zero, get specific with it, even with flavors and that sort of thing. So you get to pick it. It can be a service, it can be a good, it can be a business product, it can be a consumer product. I suggest you pick something that you know a lot about, either a car that you just purchased or a product that's manufactured by a company that your parents work for or that you work for, something along those lines. Or pick a product that's manufactured by a company you would like to interview with after you get your diploma. A company you would like to work for. Start doing some research on that company by writing a marketing plan for one of their products. It's very impressive. You walk into an interview with them, and when they ask if you know anything about the company, you can say, yes, one of my school projects that I had at JSU, I had to pick a product to write a marketing plan for, and I picked one of your products. I picked this one, and here's the marketing plan. So it works out really nice if you can pick a product, either one that you know a lot about or for a company you would like to work for, product they make. The most popular are automobiles, trucks, beverages. Those are the most popular. If you pick a product that's with a private company, then you might have difficulty getting the information if you don't have contacts with that private company. If you email a company and say, I'm writing a marketing plan as a class project, can you please send me information? They're either going to tell you no, or they're going to tell you yes, and it's going to take forever for them to get you the information. Please do not depend upon someone else at the company to get you the information. That is not an excuse for turning in papers late. Well, I'm waiting on hearing from the company. I've emailed them 3 times. That's not an excuse, okay? You can get the information on your own for these papers. And if you cannot find the information, I give you a contingency plan in each of the outlines in the videos that I'll have. You'll see a section of the syllabus that says short papers topic list. Here are the topics for the 10 short papers you're going to be writing. You're going to have a product description paper, a mission statement, goals and objectives paper, environmental analysis paper, a SWOT, target markets positioning. The marketing mix will be covered in 2 papers, influencers, social and special considerations, and then the executive summary. I give you these topics so that when you're researching, say, paper 1, and you come across, say, the mission statement for the company or the product that you've selected, you can go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do that in paper 2, and you bookmark that page, or you make note of what it is or where it was found for the next paper that you're going to be writing, or a paper down the road. The next section is something I give all my students. If you've had me before, you've seen that before. I pretty much take Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and modify it to 7 Habits of Highly Effective Students. So I have that there. Just something I give all my students. And then the last thing will be the schedule. You'll see that classes start on the 26th, and you'll have some videos that I'll put with the outlines for the chapters in the book to get you started on things. Notice that September 1st is the last day to add the class, or add any class. We'll be discussing paper 1 and getting things started and getting your topic in, etc. for the first couple of weeks of class. And then paper number 1 is going to be due on September the 14th. Then notice every Monday after that, I am going to have a paper due. So the 14th is paper 1. On the 21st, a week later, is paper 2, etc. We move straight through with your short papers being due on every Monday. I will grade them during the week and get it back to you before you turn in papers on the next Monday. Now, I may be getting it back to you on Friday or Saturday, Sunday, that kind of thing. But I will make every effort to get the graded papers back to you before the next paper is due. You can turn in papers early, especially if you know you're going to be out of town with work, or something personal that is planned. You can turn in things early. There's no extra credit for turning it in early. I would ask that you not turn it in excessively early, meaning if we're on paper 1 and paper 1 is due on the 14th, I don't want you turning in paper 8 on the 14th of September as well, because you're not going to be there then. No, let's wait till we get closer to the time, and let's try to turn the papers in order. I do not want them turned in out of order. There's a reason why they're in this order, okay? And we move through every Monday. I will point out in October, mid-October, papers 6 and 7, those cover the marketing mix, the 4 Ps. And sometimes I combine those 2 papers. So we might say, hey, October 19th, paper 6 is due. We're going to delay that, and no paper is due on the 19th, and both paper 6 and 7 are due on the October 26th. We may do something like that mid-October to break things up a little bit, but I'll give you ample notice. There'll be an email sent out. There'll be an announcement. I'll probably have a video. There'll be plenty of notification if the schedule changes. Your last paper is due the Monday before our Thanksgiving break, and we do have an entire week off for Thanksgiving. So you turn in paper 10, I'll grade it and get it all back to you. So over Thanksgiving and the week after Thanksgiving, you will have to put your final version of the marketing plan together, and it will be due at noon. That's 12 p.m. on December the 7th, your final version. I will grade it and have grades posted on Blackboard that week of finals. And so you'll know well before grades go out what your grade is in this course, because you'll have your 10 short paper grades posted on Blackboard. And then I'll grade your final versions that week of final exams and post it. Notice that I have to have grades in by the 15th, so it'll be graded by then. That's pretty much the syllabus. I wanted to make sure that you knew what was going on as far as the course being online. I'm going to be posting several videos. Please check the playlists there, or actually the hyperlink that I'll put out there on Blackboard when you see it there for something that's due or covering something that might be of interest for you. Take a look at the videos. They should help out a good bit. If you have any questions, I have contact information out there on Blackboard, or you can shoot me an email, brentc@jsu.edu. If you call, leave a message, If you send an email or call on late Friday afternoons, I probably will not respond until Monday, only because I don't check my phone messages and emails over the weekend. So just be aware of that. So again, if you have questions, there's contact information on Blackboard.